Hilarious moment: Kevin Costner tried to Rizz a girl only to realize she was more interested in his co-star. Kevin Costner shares a humorous story about trying to impress a girl, only to discover she was interested in his co-star, Sean Connery. Kevin Costner might as well be deemed one of the hottest stars in Hollywood, acing the fame game even at 70 years of age, with not just his impeccable acting chops, but even his undeniable charms. But while he does seem like his Rizz game must have always been strong, and he could have gotten any girl, it sounds like that wasn't always the case. As it turns out, there was one time when the former Yellowstone actor felt that he was playing his cards just right, and that a cute girl was really trying to get on his good side. But, unfortunately for him, that hardly seemed to have been the case, as the girl turned out to be more interested in his co-star, the late legendary Sean Connery. Kevin Costner once tried to Rizz a girl like Sean Connery. Even though he is handsome enough to get just any girl, once upon a time, Kevin Costner actually lost one to his co-star and one of the greatest James Bond stars to ever exist, the late legendary Sean Connery. This dates way back in time when the pair was together and the Dances with Wolves star tried to Rizz a girl the Connery way. Confessing about the hilarious story on the Rich Eisen show, Costner revealed how this happened when they were in Chicago when, as I was talking to him, this girl was really trying to get my attention. While he proceeded to reveal that this girl in the talk was cute, Costner also admitted that I didn't want to rush over there. The reason behind this was a story Connery had told him. As he shared, Sean told me a story of a girl sitting next to him that kept tapping and tapping him. And he knew she was there, and he knew he was going to get to her, but he kept up his conversation. He kept it up until finally, when this dumb conversation was over, and he really wanted to see what the bird was all about. When the Rizz master Sean Connery did finally look at her, the reaction was epic. As the Waterworld star continued to share his co-star's story, he looked over there and her cigarette was just now hanging out of her mouth. She was trying to give him what he thought was a note, and it was a lighter, and so she looked pretty pathetic. Thus, Costner tried to play the same Rizz game as his The Untouchables co-star, as he was sure, just like the fan-beloved iteration of the peerless spy, that he was going to get the girl no matter what, especially if he held back on giving her attention a little while longer. But little did he know how unfortunate the turn of events was going to end up for him. How the unfortunate turn of events ended up for Kevin Costner. During the same interview, Kevin Costner added how he had this story on his mind when he thought the cute girl was trying to approach him, saying, "I had that story on my mind when I was with him, and some girl was trying to get my attention, like looking over. And finally, I'm kinda done with him, and I think, well, stroll over and see what she really wants." However, it was only when he really did stroll over that he realized that all his meticulous planning to Rizz the girl had gone down the drain. As he continued to share, "I walked as she was behind the ribbon, I got really close to her, and I said, 'Yeah.' And she goes, 'Could you get me Sean's autograph?' And Costner, in his true fashion, said sure he could." Of course, this hilarious turn of events turned out to be pretty embarrassing and disappointing for the bodyguard star as opposed to how he expected it all to unfold with his Rizz game. But then again, it was the Sean Connery, aka one of the greatest James Bond stars of all time, that he was standing with, so could one expect any less?